It was a famous Craigslist ad. Before we go any further, I guess, welcome to the AnythingCast. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Eric.
And this is the classic J.O. crystal. Charge up and J.O. 38, Houston. The crystal I wear around my neck contains the essence that gets recharged when I jack with a bro who also has a crystal. It gives me confidence at work, home, social situations, etc.
That means jack off crystal.
Nobody knows it's a J.O. crystal but me and my bros. I've seen it glow white while jerking it with a bud. That's how I know it's real. You can come over for as long as you want, but I need a picture of you, preferably wearing a crystal before I waste my time. And he put a picture of himself in his own crystal. Future Patrick, put up a picture of the J.O. crystal guy. I feel like we've talked about this on the podcast before, but that's like classic internet.
Chuck Norris's gay cousin, I guess, over here. Just jacking off with the bros. I mean, I've heard worse pickup lines. I gotta admit that one he put a lot of thought into that.
Yeah,
he's
suck
like,
Norris.
I am going to suck Norris. Yes. Yeah, suck Norris over there.
Yeah.
That has a beautiful pickup line. He put a lot of thought into trying to get a bro to come over and jerk off with him.
The fact that it's in Houston, too.
That is bold, too. I mean, he had to be crafty. It's Houston.
Of course.
That's a hostile place for the gays. He had to be thoughtful about this and make it both, like, funny, interesting, and, I'll probably give you a handy.
Well, he's trying to give somebody some Walker, Texas Stranger.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to do this face to face. We can do it back to back and give each other a Walker, Texas Stranger, A
little bit of a Texas tug.
I love that. That's perfect.
That's
feel where you jack each other off back to back so you don't actually have to look at each other so it's not gay. A Walker, Texas Stranger.
Yeah. I feel like I missed out when in my days where I was dating a lot of men. I feel like I missed out on the having sex in a truck stop. Like, like in a bathroom or something in a glory hole.
Oh, you never did the
never did anything.
I don't know anyone who has, actually.
Yeah, me neither. I've
never even seen one.
I think that's only a repressed gay man thing. I don't think any actual
I think all the truck stops I've seen at are actually frequented by mean conservative rednecks and not gay people, I guess. I don't know. I don't go to truck stops very often, and the few I have, well, some of the bathrooms are definitely dirty. I still haven't found a glory hole. We gotta
do some truck stop reporting. Me and you should take the podcasting equipment out there. This thing runs on battery. We can take this thing into the field. We don't have to have it plugged up. It just is plugged up. We can take this out into the field, take it to a truck stop, start just walking around inspecting for holes.
Just, trying to let people know which truck stops do and which truck stops do not have glory holes in the bathrooms.
Just two regular, straight, married men.
Yes, going out to truck stops to try and find a glory hole.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then recording it for posterity.
Yes, of course. Yeah, that way, that way, just in case, our wives wouldn't think that we were doing something untoward,
which we wouldn't be.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't see any reason why they would be suspicious, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, neither. Me neither. We have.
There's nothing of this. This scenario is clearly all professional.
Telling this to the police.
You don't understand. This is a news report.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we had all the recording equipment. We were we were going to record it and put it up for a podcast. You were filming porn? No, not so much.
You can't film your gay porn in the bathrooms over here, boys. That's not what we're doing. I swear to God. We're gonna have to take you in for filming the gay porns in the bathroom, boys.
I'm wearing
film the gay porns.
I'm wearing short shorts, and you're wearing like a leather daddy outfit with assless chaps. It's just good, honest journalism. I swear to God.
It's like, what's with the getup? Well, it's a podcast. It's a podcast. No one's gonna see us.
We have to get into character.
It's fine. We can dress however we want.
Yeah. Do we have gay clubs around here?
Like today, I'm wearing eyeliner.
That's true. You're wearing eyeliner.
Yeah.
And the other day, I thought about opening the podcast by just coming to the door completely nude.
Yes.
We're obviously very stable in our sexuality.
Yeah.
Stable is the wrong word. What word am I? We're obviously very stable. Comfortable.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable with our sexuality. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. As I said, I'm like 99% straight.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, I could see myself maybe doing something like in the right circumstances.
And I'm like 99% gay. I mean,
it's ironic because we're both married to women.
Yeah.
See, that's all it takes is that little bit. Like, I could have ended up with a foxy transvestite of some sort. I don't care.
It's the one drop rule,
It's like, like, who cares?
It's like gay blood quantum. Did anybody ever try to do that?
Gay blood quantum?
That seems like something like the Nazis would have tried to do.
Quantum gay mechanics? I don't know.
Blood quantum's like how much percentage of your blood is like any different thing, like Native American or like black or
trying
white.
To do that for gay? How much gay is in their blood?
How much gay is in you? That seems like something the Nazis would have done.
Yeah, I think with like race, there are actual physical things like, like black people being black and
I don't think that ever stopped the Nazis.
Being white, there's like tall people, hairy people, people with black hair, and people with,
This might be a little bit dark
hair.
for the podcast, but what were the like identifying characteristics that the Nazis used to like decide if you were a Jew? How did that work? Did they just take you into a room and then like measure you a bunch?
Well, I mean, they did do shit like that, like like phrenology or whatever, where they like measure people's skulls and shit.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
They did do that.
You defended that on this podcast one time.
No.
I remember that. It was in season 2. It was Eric defends phrenology.
That is exactly what the episode is called. If you're welcome to listen to that. And listen to me definitely not defending phrenology. But I digress. No, I'm pretty sure that they used because I know on some people, they were so mixed at that point that they were essentially like, 80% German.
Yeah.
So which at that point, especially given, recessive and dominant genes and whatnot, right roll of the dice, motherfucker just looks German.
What was the deal?
So
they wanted
used,
everybody
like, genealogical records and stuff, and they would like get people just if they had like a Jewish grandma or something.
Oh, okay.
Even though they hadn't had much of anything to do with the Jewish culture or anything like that.
So the measuring and stuff was mostly for like if they just really wanted to get you.
I guess I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't watched anything about the Holocaust in a while.
But it's your favorite subject, Eric. I don't understand.
It's a very interesting subject.
You want a Mr. Goodbar?
I love Mr. Goodbar.
I know.
Delicious.
Dude,
chocolate covered peanuts, and any day, all day.
What's your go-to bar? Your go-to candy bar? Wait, crackle that a little bit in the microphone. Ooh, that sounds good. Now let's do mine. Oh, that's good shit.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, it's good chocolate.
That's good shit.
So Patrick, we're doing the mukbang episode?
Yeah. Patrick, up the decibels of that by like 40. Make that just loud as shit. What were we talking about? Nazis?
Yeah, Nazis.
Yeah, we got distracted by delicious good bars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about that part of history, really. My dad loved it a lot, and I think that, like, as a teenager, I saw my dad love it, and then I was like, I'm going to kind of avoid this. Like, I want to do my own thing. I wanted to find individuality. I think part of that was straying away from the stuff that my father liked a lot. Because I got computers from him. I didn't want to get everything, you know? Are you like that with your dad?
Not really. I kind of just did my own thing on my own. I didn't feel the need to rebel in any specific way. Like, if he introduced something to me and I thought it was cool, I'd go along with it.
Your dad wasn't like...
I'd still go along with it and just not return to it much later. Like,
you're,
yeah, I'll try that one time.
Was your dad the type of dad that would, like, take the door off the hinges? Like take the door off your room, you know?
Oh.
That kind of dad your dad was?
Well, no, but, as far as that's concerned, my mom and dad got divorced when I was like 7.
Yeah.
So I lived with my mom. So he didn't really do any kind of extended punishments.
So he would like take the door off the basement or whatever, like small closet, that whatever he's giving you and allowing you to live in for the weekend you're there. The clown car.
No, I think he hit me once or twice, but no, I don't think we ever did anything with doors off of hinges. And the last time I remember any of my parents striking me in a disciplinary manner, it was because I tried to look down the barrel of a BB gun that was in my brother's hand.
Fucking what? Why did you do that?
Well, I learned not to.
I guess you sure did. I guess you did.
Yeah.
My parents were big on
anything that dumb since.
My parents were big on like punishment. My dad was definitely the type of guy that would like take the door off the hinges. My dad said out loud to me on several occasions that there was no expectation of privacy within our home. Like I should expect that I have no privacy and that like none of my like all of my business is his business. You know, as long as it's his house, you expect and are given no privacy.
I would say it's like conditional privacy. I was like, as long as I don't find out you fucking up, I ain't gonna bother looking.
My dad was not like that.
Up, I'm gonna start looking in the area you fucking up.
My dad read my journal one time. He read my diary. Both my parents read my diary. Yikes. Remember that? I got a lot of weird little ones like that where I was just like, I don't feel like I can trust you to just leave me alone.
Yeah, that's pretty invasive.
Yeah, there's no wonder I was like a rambunctious, rebellious teen. But this isn't funny conversation. What's something funny to talk about? Let's do some more news. The news segment's always good.
More jacking off. What was the
J.O. crystal?
Jack off crystals.
The J.O. crystal?
Yeah, the jack off crystals.
I don't think that's been. I think that man's been heard of, since then. He was like 58 or something.
His soul was finally absorbed into the crystal. He wasn't lying. He just didn't understand what it was doing.
He was 38 when he posted that, and that was in 2008.
The soul of a succubus was in that crystal, and every time he jacked off, a little bit of his soul went into it.
I wonder if people know who he is. I wonder if people looked him up and like have found out who he is, because that seems like the type of thing the internet would do.
Do some internet historian kind of stuff.
Florida residents freak out as they mistake Taylor Swift concert lights for a UFO. Did you hear about that? Taylor Swift went to Florida. She had a show.
That first part's not.
She was
actually none of that's surprising.
Well, she went out in the bayou, like way out there, and like
that's kind of cool.
Like out in the swamp.
Old Tay Swift.
Yeah, they had like a bunch of alligators, or is it crocodiles in Florida?
Both.
They had a bunch of those, and they had them like up on stage with her.
What?
Yeah, like
really?
they had like a swamp boat up there with her, and let me see, what else did they have? They had pyrotechnics. They had a swamp boat. They had alligators. They had pyrotechnics. They had people swinging from ropes, like off of like the railing. They had a bunch of lights, like laser lights.
Like might scare the crocodiles. That would be like a bad idea.
They had like a bunch of guys in robes.
Are they real crocodiles?
Yeah, they were real. Like each one of the crocodiles had like a guy, like a handler.
Okay.
Like with it, they had it on like a
leash.
Yeah, leash. Yeah, they had them on leashes. Some of them were in cages. They had a bunch of people in cages.
I mean, you never know. Those might have just been some guys from Florida walking their crocodiles. That might have had nothing to do with the show.
I was going to say the show famously now got interrupted by a guy who came out and started shooting the crocodiles.
Really?
Yeah, in the middle of the show, in the middle of the song.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, they mistook her concert lights for a UFO.
Uh-huh.
How much of that do you think is real, Eric? How much of what I just told you?
And just the last thing.
Just the last thing?
Yeah.
You think the guy shooting the crocodile was real?
No, the Floridians thinking that it was a
It's
UFO,
UFO
because of the lights. Yeah, that thing.
Correct.
Probably
yeah,
just
that.
that.
Yeah,
Nothing
none of the
else.
rest of that was real.
All
but
the rest of that. Yeah, that.
I wonder if I got anybody else. I wonder if anybody else thought that. I wonder if I gaslighted anyone else by. Anyways,
the live crocodiles is what
That's what
made
tipped
it fall
it?
apart. Because
Damn.
I was like, there's
not the pontoon
no
boat.
way.
The boat didn't. The boat with the big fan and the people in cages.
I mean, I don't know. It might have just been a weird stage show. I don't watch Taylor Swift's shit. I mean, I hear she's good or whatever. I think I've heard. Of course, I've heard her music, but I couldn't name one of her songs right now. But like, whatever.
The big famous thing about this show, actually, like the real thing that I read about it, was that the amount of people that showed up was expected to rival the Super Bowl.
Oh.
I don't know if it actually did, but like I know that the concert basically ruined car travel.
Oh no.
Like you just couldn't get fucking anywhere in Florida for that time.
I believe that though. That makes sense. That sounds like a nightmare for the locals. If you wouldn't have anything to do with that, like, ugh.
Have you been in like Oxford when they have like a home game?
No, but I did used to live in Starkville.
Yeah, you've been there.
I worked at a liquor store in town, so yeah, I've seen the crowds get crazy.
Isn't it insane? Like the fucking roads here are just
Where
not.
MSU is, by the way, for people that's college football titans. MSU and Ole Miss.
Yeah, they have the Egg Bowl every year.
That's a big deal in Mississippi, and
Dude, that is possibly the biggest deal in Mississippi.
people like college football more than they like the NFL these days.
That's because the NFL fucking
least they do around
sucks
here.
now, dude. The NFL is like fucking ref ball. Like whoever wins, the people that
Ref
win.
ball.
Yeah, that's what people call it now, and it's true too. Whoever wins NFL now is just based completely on whoever the ref fucking likes. Because people will just break rules and the ref won't call shit, and then he'll call arbitrary shit. The NFL looks like, to this day, I've watched like 30 NFL games. 80% of them felt rigged. Like, that's just how it is, I think. I think the NFL is just insanely corrupt, so people just don't really like it that much anymore. Me and Will got into it like, I don't know, 2001, 2000, not 2001, 2021. 2020 and 2021.
It was like 20 years ago.
Yeah. I was real into it 20 years ago.
No, you and Will used to watch football together 20 years ago.
We grew up together. We grew up watching football together. 160,000 rounds of ammo stolen from Ohio Police Division. That's a fucking small army's worth of ammunition.
Wait,
That's
160 rounds?
160,000 rounds.
Okay. I was going to say 160 is not a lot.
No, that's not very much. 160,000
like
rounds, though.
Or that's like, 350 packs. That's not too much.
No.
It's not a lot. It's
160,000.
160,000.
That's a truckload.
That is that's a lot of ammunition to go missing. What are you doing, police? Get on your shit. Like, what the fuck? Also, that sounds a lot like it was an inside job.
It does. It does sound like the police were
That's
just like...
a pretty difficult thing to get away with. You got into their armory and stole...
Stealing from the police?
A semi-truck worth of fucking ammunition from them.
Yeah, I could do it. I could do it. I could fucking do it.
That took a little bit of organization. The pure weight of that much ammo.
Well, you trying to say that?
A lot.
You trying to say I'm not a good organizer?
No, I'm just saying you would have to find and bribe a police officer to get that done.
Nah, I wouldn't have to do that. I'd just stealth my way in
You
there.
could kidnap his family or something. I mean, you don't have to bribe him, but
I'd go like Thievius Raccoonus, dude. You know, like I'd sneak in with my giant cane and my like bandit, my Zorro mask. I'd have a fencing saber. Yep. I could cut a Z into the chest of the guard that's guarding the armory. Do like a little swish with my sword and like cut his belt off so his pants fall below his ankles.
Will a sexy anthropomorphic fox detective be pursuing you?
Only when I start getting away.
Okay.
Yeah, only when I like make it away, and then she'll like start chasing me.
Yep.
Those are some good games.
Indeed.
Whatever happened to that shit?
Just ran its course, I suppose.
I guess it did.
Like, I would say like Crash Bandicoot, but they keep trying to pull that one back from the grave.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot, they will not let die.
Yeah.
There's been a new Crash Bandicoot game every year since like 2020. It's impressive, really.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to, check out that revamped trilogy thing. Like that actually sounds like it would be an interesting romp. I actually used to play them all.
Did you?
I never played the first one, but the second one and the third one were staples.
I played
my
Wrath
childhood.
of Cortex, everybody's favorite.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wrath of Cortex. I also played. Oh shit. Warped. Crash Bandicoot 2. Warped.
I feel like Warped was
And
like
then-
the good one. Wrath of Cortex is the terrible one.
Wrath of Cortex. Wait.
Wrath of Cortex is the one that like sells for like $1 now
No,
because
Crash
everybody
Bandicoot
hates
3 Warped. Crash Bandicoot 2 is I thought that was like the Wrath.
it. That's
Wrath
Sons of the
Cortex-
Patriots, dude.
You're talking about one of those later ones.
Sons of
that
Liberty.
was like on the PS2 GameCube era.
Yeah,
Xbox
the
One.
GameCube.
Like,
it was the GameCube
everything
one.
past the PlayStation. The original trilogy on PS1 was the heyday of Crash Bandicoot, and nothing has touched it since. Some of the stuff is okay. Like I hear the Game Boy
Man.
Advance games are pretty good for what they are.
Ohio man used more than $300,000 in taxpayer money for wildebeests, hot tubs, and a roadside zoo. That man's living his best life, I tell you.
Wildebeests.
Yeah,
and
wildebeests.
hot tubs.
Damn, look at this guy. That's the face of a man who bought wildebeests right there. What's this man's story?
What do you do with a wildebeest?
A fiscal officer in Ohio went on an unusual spending spree for 5 years on the taxpayer's dime, a state audit report shows. Cyril S. Vierstra of Wilkesville was sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison on corruption charges. The auditor of State Special Investigations Unit identified more than $310,000 in misappropriated township expenses with multiple purchases for a roadside zoo created by Viestra. Investigators caught on to the purchases when the township's debit and credit card going on Union Ridge Wildlife Center. Investigators caught on to the purchases from the township's debit and credit card going to Union Wildlife Center in 2020. State records showed Viestra's name on the business. Not a very good thief. This man should have played the fucking Sly Cooper games, I tell you. He would've- A search warrant by multiple state agencies yielded a golf cart, riding lawnmower, animal rescue trailer, and 6 vinyl windows awaiting installation in a building under construction for the Wildlife Center. After that, the state auditor began its audit. Auditors totaled $311,608 in misappropriated funds by Viestra, who was elected in 2014.
Wow. Wow. He said, I'm going to steal all the city's money and finally make my zoo.
Yeah, exactly. He stole $81,000 in 2019 alone. Investigators said Viestra planned to create the zoo and start a lodging service through Airbnb at his home. He created false documents which included invoices, written statements, and trustee meeting minutes to mislead others. Here are some of the purchases noted by the audit. 5 hot tubs. Wildebeest.
5 hot
A single wildebeest.
Just one wildebeest.
One wildebeest. Just one wildebeest. 2 snow owls from England. My man's getting Harry Potter.
Okay. Yep.
Hedwig.
So tawny snow owls or whatever.
Windows for a primate exhibit to be built. Gazebos. Generators. Greenhouses. And custom-built enclosures. He also bought personal items such as electronic devices and video games, sandals, and more. He pled guilty in October 2022 to felony counts of engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity, theft in office, and tampering with records, plus a misdemeanor count of dereliction of duty. Real Donald Trump over here, am I right? Woo! Okay.
Oh, boy.
Imagine being that guy. You just want to build your zoo so bad you start just stealing from the city.
That is not the direction I think that those kinds of funds usually go. I'll say that it's unique to a certain extent. I don't know. The zoo's probably just a big ass scam. I hear roadside zoos are kind of the worst as far as like animal welfare.
Yeah,
and the
absolutely.
like.
It's 100% a scam.
Like it's kind of awful. It's bad.
We tase the animals when they don't act right, and then we just put them up on display behind a couple of bars for people.
Yeah.
I carry a gun around just to kill them if they get out of hand. AI is taking the jobs of Kenyans who write essays for U.S. college students. Poor Kenya.
There are so many terrible things in that sentence.
It's true, though. Have you used Chat GPT yet?
I have not, no.
The AI chat?
Yeah, I have not messed with it yet, no. I've seen a lot of videos of other people messing with it.
It's amazing. It truly is amazing. I asked it to write me an essay on Metal Gear Solid 3 that was at least 6 minutes long, spoken word, and it just popped that shit out in like a minute and a half. Really? Like, it can just write essays for you. It can write whatever you want, really.
Huh.
Let me see. What's another big thing happening in the world? Pennsylvania bill would allow Pennsylvania bill would allow school nurses to give students medical marijuana. Based Pennsylvania?
I did.
I think I sprained my ankle. Take you a puff of this, boy.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are cheering right now, but at the end of the day, I feel like that might be the pendulum swinging just a hair
too far.
To the other. So like,
let's get the kids high.
Like, isn't that like the one thing the medical community used to agree on, is that you really shouldn't fuck around with it too much before, like, 23, 24, 25.
I don't know, dude. We did it plenty. Actually, yeah. I did. I don't know. You didn't
fuck
really
around
that
with it
much.
until I was like 18.
God damn, I sure did.
Yeah, no, it's really best to wait until I'd be fine if they just put the exact same restrictions they have on alcohol on it and just make it, legal for what's the word? Recreational use.
For recreational use?
Mm-hmm. I'm also fine if it mostly stays in the hands of doctors as well.
My boss showed me the other day that he has a medical marijuana card.
Nice.
Yeah, he doesn't use it or anything, but he's got one. He's got a Mississippi medical marijuana card.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, whoa.
Those are already available?
I mean, not that I knew of, but he's fucking got one. He showed it to me. I was like, damn, look at that. Bitch. Yeah. I'm guessing he got it a long time ago.
I wasn't aware that they were even set up to sell yet.
Well, medical marijuana has been a thing in Oxford. They used to grow it in Oxford.
Yeah, I know that, but I didn't know it. Because there's a whole lot of weird restrictions and whatnot, and they have to set up different things, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I wonder where he got that from. I wonder how he got it. I'll ask him. We can get some medical marijuana cards. We can get some of that state weed, that government kush.
Bro, you give me that medical marijuana card, and I won't break another law for the rest of my life.
It's true. You probably wouldn't.
Quite frankly, I really just don't do illegal things for the most part.
Quite frankly, I mostly just break the law for weed.
The only law I break is weed. Like, I have weed.
Boston's State Satan Con expected to be the largest ever gathering of Satanists. We should go to the Boston Satan Con.
Boston, like Massachusetts?
Let me see.
So that's kind of far off.
It's pretty far.
I'm
guessing that it is.
Boston, Alabama.
Boston's Copley Square. They don't really say. I'm guessing it is Massachusetts.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that's Boston.
We should go up there. Boston's not that far. It's like, what, a 13-hour drive? Yeah. Something like that. It's all the way up the coast. But we get to go to SatanCon. We could, dude.
At that point, I might as well just fly.
We're two straight married men just going to SatanCon to do the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, this is no more or less off-putting than going out in search of glory holes together with recording equipment.
Or ghost hunting, whatever it is that we decide that we want to do, that's just the two of us together.
Oh, I would love to, obviously on a different channel that we wouldn't link to this, but I would love to fake some fucking ghost videos. Because I've seen so many fucking ghost videos, and every time I hate it, because it's just like, I've done too much theater. This is all bullshit. Like, none of this is good as far as proof is concerned, because every last bit of it is either nothing,
or 99% of it is
or
nothing.
it's deliberately faked.
Yeah.
You know, like the poltergeist shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You talked about this like 5 episodes ago.
Yeah, that's like, 2 to 5%, fucking wind and or construction quirks.
Oh my God, you know what I just realized?
What?
How many men do you think in Mississippi go hunting together so that they can have sex in the woods, so that they can get away from their, because it's an excellent excuse.
I'm sure that there's a percentage of it.
That has to be huge.
I don't know, it could be anywhere from like as low as like 3% to like as high as I'd say 15.
50, yeah.
I'd say it's anywhere from like 3 to 15%.
Now I'm wondering how many.
Happening,
it's
though.
definitely happening. That's
I couldn't
100%.
tell you how much, but it's definitely happening.
Because I mean, what are you gonna say? Like me and Fred are going down to the truck stop to get a couple of beers,
or at least they'd like, I'm guessing a lot of first experiments probably happen out there.
Me and Fred are going up to Boston to go to the Satan Con.
Sitting up there in a deer stand.
Oh my God!
Right,
how many blowjobs
do
do you think you've gotten in you
little
specifically?
handies.
Yeah. How many blowjobs do you think have been done in deer stands, just out in the middle of a fucking field? That has got to be one of the prime places that people have had gay intercourse, just out in the forest.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't fucked outside very often. Honestly, it's hard to find a comfortable spot to like get in position.
I think I talked about this already, but I lost my virginity on a giant sack of Quikrete, on a pallet of Quikrete.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I lost my virginity, was having sex on a giant pallet of Quikrete.
Wow.
It was one of the most uncomfortable experiences of my life. I do not know why. I guess it was just because I was young. I was like 14. So I didn't fucking understand. And I had to find somewhere to get away from like my parents to have sex.
Right.
So we went out to somebody else's shed and had sex on a pallet of Quikrete.
Wow. Just escaped the house, found a random person's shed, and was just like, this shed is empty and there's a pallet of Quikrete right there. Let's get to work.
Why, in my mind now, I'm like, why didn't we just do it on the floor? Why not
because the
anywhere
sacks
else?
look like they'd be soft or something.
I don't know.
Maybe it was an even elevated surface.
It had to be because it was elevated.
Like an even elevated surface, almost like a bed.
Yeah.
So like you thought, well, this makes sense. It's the centerpiece of this shed or whatever, or because I imagine a pallet of Quikrete is very apparent in a shed, because the shed does not imply it being very, very large.
It was about the size of this room, and the pallet of Quikrete was about the size of the table.
Yeah,
maybe about 2 of these tables. So
yeah, so absolutely, it's the centerpiece of the shed.
Yeah,
so.
It was in the middle of the shed. It was like you walk in, there was a giant pallet of Quikrete.
Right.
I wonder if that guy ever like found a condom or anything there and was like, what the fuck is this?
There's a bunch of semen leaked into all my Quikrete and it all turned into stone.
It made concrete babies. I got concrete homunculus babies.
Concrete cum babies, damn it.
This damn concrete homunculi in my shed.
Just a golem like concrete. Patrick Daddy.
That's what the Jews did. I remember that was in the Old Testament. They made the golem.
You gotta write like the true name of God on his tongue or something like that. I don't know.
I think it was on his forehead, but
or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, that's what the old man did after he found the golem. He put the true name of God on his forehead.
Yeah, something like that, and allowed him to control it, and it like protected their town or something. I don't know.
Florida police declined to make arrests after neighbor shoots at grocery delivery car. Why?
Fucking what?
Because his actions were justified by his fear. That was their reasoning.
Fear of what?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Fear of grocery delivery?
A man opened fire after feeling threatened by a driver's actions, police said, and the driver was justified in an erratic escape. Police in South Florida said they will not charge a neighbor for shooting at a car used by a grocery delivery worker who ended up at the wrong address. Officials in Davie, a town about 26 miles north of Miami, announced Friday that charges would not be recommended against the gunman, Antonio Caccavale, 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 43, because his actions were justified by his fear. Likewise, police said the Instacart driver will not be charged because he acted based on his own assessment of danger when the vehicle, moving erratically, struck a boulder and the shooter's foot. Investigators said they did not have a video of the incident and thus had to rely on the narratives of each side, which each had their own chronology and facts. Each party appeared justified in their actions based on the circumstances they perceived, Detective Patrick DeCientio said in his supplement to the police report on the matter.
What was the driver doing?
It wasn't clear if the detective concluded the shooting was justified based on Florida's controversial Stand Your Ground law, the first in the nation, which states the residents have no duty to retreat before using potentially deadly force to defend life, family, or property. The police report stated that driver Wales Thomas Jr. and companion Divan Harmy Darville were attempting to make a grocery delivery on the evening of April 15th and were talking to a customer's wife on a cell phone for navigation help when the incident took place. After the Honda Civic stopped at Caccavale's property, next door to the target of the delivery, the home of Instacart customer Danielle Orta, Caccavale's son came out at his father's behest to tell the pair that the car to stay off the property, according to the report. It's not entirely clear what happened next and in what order, but the driver and his companion said that Caccavale approached them aggressively, prompting their hasty exit, according to the document. The duo said Caccavale had grabbed or otherwise latched onto the vehicle as it was moving. The report stated Caccavale's foot was struck by the Civic, according to the police report, and Caccavale said he opened fire after that in order to prevent more injury and to protect his family from the vehicle. Man foot got run over, man shoot at car.
Man ran at car, yelling at them.
The resident said he aimed his semi-automatic Smith & Wesson handgun at the vehicle's tires in an attempt to disable it as a threat, the report said. He stated that he shot out 3 rounds at the vehicle after the vehicle struck him, the police report stated. He stated that he fired his gun at the vehicle because he was in fear for his and his children's safety. The Civic, as it exited the property, as officers found it a few blocks away, stopped on railroad tracks. A fantastic idea. The report stated, there were indications of round impacts on the car and one tire was flat.
Why would they stop on railroad tracks?
That's why. Why would you stop on railroad tracks after getting shot at? I had seen him pull out a gun, and that's when I said, we gotta go, Darvell said. I was scared, I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
I'm very confused.
The safety of the entire Instacart community is incredibly important to us, and we take immediate action when we receive reports of violence or threats of violence made against any member of the Instacart community, it said. It's a San Francisco-based company. A San Fran company in Florida?
What? I'm not... So if the dude was, like, hanging onto their cars, they were trying to leave?
He, like, came up and, like, probably...
hurt by the car because they were trying to, like, drive away. Which, if you're trying to tell someone not to be on your property, them driving away is the goal,
My guess is that he walked up, tried to scare them, probably tried to open the door or something to harass them, and then they probably tried to book it, and they ran over his foot. Then he probably shot at the car out of anger.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like he was not justified.
No, it kind of sounds like he wasn't very justified at all.
Yeah, I gotta admit, like, you know, I'm all about killing trespassers on your property.
Your favorite thing to do.
I'm completely honest. I'm fine with that. Like, but it's not really what was happening.
That's why I don't really bring people by anymore. The fact that it was
their next door neighbor.
Exactly.
Like, they weren't that far off.
Yeah, no, they were right next door.
They were right next door.
They just parked in the wrong driveway, basically.
Like, that's... no.
And then he was like, I was scared for my children. And then he shot at them.
Yeah, did you notice the names there, too? I'm going to go ahead and say that...
What about their names, Eric?
I'm going to go ahead and say that the 2 guys in the car were black.
You think so?
I'm going to say the 2 guys in the car were black. And what was the name of that guy?
Caccavale?
Yeah, that's another, like...
You gonna say it?
Wasn't it like a Hispanic American last time? Or what like...
Well, there was Patrick DeCientio, which was the detective. And then Cacavele was the guy that shot, and then Daniel Orta was the guy that lived next to him.
There might have been some racism stuff going on there.
Maybe a little bit of racism.
There might have been some racism stuff going on there. I can't say for sure because all I have is a list of names.
Thomas and D'Arville. D'Arville was this man's name. His name D'Arville. Is that his last name?
You might be pronouncing that.
No, it's D''Arville. D'Arville.
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 Darville. Darville.
That's
I don't know. I'd have to hear him say it, but I don't care what your name is.
Wales Thomas Jr. and companion Diamond Harvey D'Arville. D'Arville. He could be Cajun. He could be from Louisiana. A wilting summer flower.
It sounds sus to me. That's for sure. I'm leaning towards the guy shooting at them being in the wrong.
Do you wish your name was Diamond? Because I kind of now wish my name was Diamond.
I do not wish that I was named after any kind of gemstone or anything.
You know, instead of like going to the Satan con, it sounds like what we should really do is just go and work for Instacart. Me and you, we could go down there, work for Instacart. It sounds like we could make it all the way to Florida. We could drive around. We could run over some guys, get shot at.
Yeah.
It would make for great content, I'm sure.
Yeah, we just have to keep this thing recording.
Yeah.
Probably have to edit a lot of the successful grocery deliveries out.
Yeah, the successful grocery deliveries. That's what we'll be recording out. But my point is, I think we'd get a lot of time alone. A lot of time with just me and you in a car.
Yeah.
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 That's how we get content.